What's up, guys? So this is a bike trip that me and my homie Derrick took in late January of 2020 during Tet Holiday. We left Hoi An to Sahn, went on the Ho Chi Minh Trail up through Sahn to Phong Nha, through Dong Hoi to Hue, through Danang, back to Hoi An. I got to Danang, and the next day Derrick told me that he is 30 minutes away from where I am in Vietnam. This is my buddy back home from the United States, by the way. We met in the Rocky Mountains of Colorado. I'd never driven a motorcycle before, ever, so he was super lucky. He got a nice ass motorcycle he's been driving. I mean, it's like it works. He got a motorcycle for 20 bucks.
Yep.
$20. He's been using it for a year.
I got a different one now.
20. Yeah, he's got a nice one now, but like he's been using this motorcycle for a year, and he bought it for 20 bucks.
Still works. I just started it up last week.
He spent $40 in repairs on it. It's nothing. Even 60 bucks for a motorcycle to drive for a year.
Yeah.
So anyways, this is a picture of it. I learned to drive on this motorcycle.
Yeah.
Derrick took me back into the rice fields. We drove around in the rice fields a little bit and just on some back streets. And then the next day we got these motorcycles.
Yep.
We got
Suzuki GD 110s.
Yep, some 110s,
Yeah.
and they were like what, 10?
Yeah, 8 or 10, somewhere in there.
$8 or $10 a day. Oh, now we've got the bikes.
Yep. We picked them up in the morning, like 8 a.m.
Yeah.
And then we're off towards Sahn.
Yep, we went down towards Sahn. It was blazing hot in Hoi An. This is late January. Saw some like ancient ruins.
Yeah.
I think it was only like an hour-and-a-half bike trip to Sahn, maybe?
Yeah, not even, I think. It's totally cool place to check out. We were kind of in a hurry to get up north, so we just checked it out quick, but
yeah, and it was
worth
so
checking out.
hot. It was so hot. We could have stayed there all day. I mean,
Right.
we barely saw anything.
It was so hot that you wanted to be driving.
Yeah, it was really freaking hot. We're leaving Sahn, we're starting to get into the mountains, and this picture right here, this was like our first, like we came around a bend and we were like, whoa.
We gotta stop.
Neither of us said anything. We just stopped. We pulled over to the side of the road. We were like, oh my God, this
crazy river view, perfect sun coming over,
Yeah.
mountains everywhere. And the mountains out here are so like, just like steep, you know?
Yeah.
It's not gradual, you just see these crazy high peaks everywhere and just covered in trees.
Yeah, it was so gorgeous, so amazing, so beautiful. And yeah, so
That happened a bunch of times up this
first
2 days up.
after the first one, we just kept, it just stayed like that for hours and hours and hours.
It was like that kind of view every 10 minutes.
Yeah.
For like, if we stopped every time something cool, we would have never made it.
Right, we did stop a lot. It was so gorgeous.
Yeah.
Which is chill. I mean, if you wanted to bring a tent and you wanted to camp on the side of the road, thing is, I think we only had like a week, or we didn't have like maybe.
Well, we had a week at least.
We just didn't want to spend that much cash. I think we planned to do this trip in 4 days, like the whole trip. But
not a good idea.
yeah, we gave ourselves like no time to actually relax and stuff. So,
Although I am psyched on the first 2 days we spent riding, which is perfect, because that was the funnest part.
hey, if you guys are enjoying this video so far, hit the like button and hit the subscribe. It helps me out a whole lot. Thank you so much.
So we're going up from Sahn. We head towards Sahn.
Yeah. We're on the Ho Chi Minh Trail at this point, and we are just starting to see some really beautiful views, getting into some really open areas.
Starts to get really mountainous. There was
Yeah.
the river we followed for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we go through, and we kept driving, and we kept thinking we were gonna find a place to stop. Oh, maybe we'll stop here, maybe we'll stop there, and I kept looking like, there's another place up here, let's just keep going, we'll get closer and closer. And we thought we'd maybe make it to Sahn that first night. Nah, we ended up at like a motel in Alui.
Yeah.
A hotel
The
in
Alui district.
Yeah,
It's
Alui
called
district.
The
Phong Nha.
Phong Nha
Guest House. Yes.
Yeah, it was gnarly.
It was actually nice because I think we paid $250,000 for the night, 2 queen beds, good sleep. We had dinner.
Nice
woke up
shower,
next
hot
morning.
shower. It was so cold. Yeah, I brought nothing.
It wasn't cold that day, really.
I mean, it wasn't
At
like
night, we timed it out where we had to drive at night for like 2 hours.
Yeah, and I didn't bring anything because it was so hot.
Yeah, I didn't bring much.
The last thing
Brought a
I was
hoodie.
thinking about was even the long sleeve shirt or like a sweatshirt. But I had never been on a bike trip before, so I was not really thinking about how I'm gonna be feeling these winds, and in the mountains it's gonna get colder, and if we drive at night it's obviously gonna be way colder. There's no blazing hot sun, so it did get pretty cold. I mean, a little
At night
chilly
and when
for
we were
sure.
up high.
Yeah.
Then the next day it was nice again, and it was beautiful. The drive up.
Yeah.
So we ended up driving up from there, mountains, rivers, all that,
Mhm.
beautiful. And then we get to Khe Sanh, and we think, oh, maybe we'll stay in Khe Sanh. Nothing's open though. Like,
Yeah.
nothing is open. It's the middle of Tet, so that's like the biggest holiday of the year by far. It's like Christmas, New Year's, Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
all
everything
rolled
was
into
closed.
one.
There
It's
was
that
like a
big.
market open, and
Yep.
I mean, we probably stopped at 8 restaurants before we found one that was open.
Yeah, and it was kind of not that great. It was
Oh,
just
it was
some fried
just-
food.
As we're driving through, this was on the second day. We're not to Phong Nha yet, and the highways are just incredible. They're super wide, but there's also like mud, or I mean, I was in denial. You know, there's cow shit everywhere, just big fucking
Yeah.
piles of cow shit, and like I was just driving, and all of a sudden I heard this little splash, and I'm like, oh, what the fuck was that? Like, did not go through a puddle. It was so hot. There's no way it was just a puddle in the highway. And I looked down, and there's like mud everywhere. I mean, this is what I'm still telling myself in my head. It was definitely not mud.
Oh yeah, I remember you had so much cow shit on your bike.
Oh,
Like, everywhere.
I had like
on the legs too.
some brand new like $130 like boots, like all over my boots, my new hiking boots.
That's what you buy it for.
That's what you buy them for. They're like some really nice waterproof like boots. They're supposed to last a lifetime, man. It's like fuck.
Yeah.
Shit
It was
all over these
Crazy
boots.
how much nothing there was out there. Cause this you're going up and you're like you look to your left and it's loud,
Yeah.
and then it's just mountains forever. And there's cows and there's farmers. There's not like much out there except some farmers. There's stretches where you don't see a building for 40 minutes. I think.
Right.
Yeah.
For the most part, the only types of buildings me and Derrick saw were like little villages, like
Yeah, the stilt
it'd be
houses.
just teeny tiny, like the tiniest houses you'd ever see. Like people living in like, something they almost made out of sticks, and like
They definitely made that.
yeah, like it's just really tiny. I took a bunch of videos like specifically to show my parents because like I know that's super interesting. We live in like we're middle class in the United States, so we have like a pretty nice regular house, and to see somebody living in something 4 times smaller than any room in our house, it's just like wow.
Yeah.
So we're getting into Phong Nha, and all you see are just these super beautiful, like otherworldly type of mountains. You feel like you're in some just strange other world, but it's super gorgeous, super beautiful. Obviously, we are also entering at night, so when we woke up, that's when we really saw it. We look out our window and we're like, oh my god.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
couldn't really see it at night, but you could kind of. Like you could see the outlines.
Yeah, you
You're
could like
whoa.
feel it. Like you're in a magical place.
You're in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to Central Backpackers.
That's the place we stayed at, so Central Backpacker Hostel.
Pretty nice. Got some beds.
Yeah, we were so worn out, so tired when we showed up, and they had this huge buffet. It was like $100K for all you can eat, giant buffet. They had
I like 3 plates.
I don't drink, and
They had beers and stuff, obviously.
They had beer,
It's a hostel.
unlimited beer, I think, and
I don't know if it was unlimited, but
maybe that didn't come with the buffet. Okay.
I
But
would have
they
been
just-
raving about the unlimited beer.
Yeah, but they definitely had unlimited food, and
Yeah.
I think I spun a little fire in the backyard later on in the night.
Oh, you know what? They had free cocktails for like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there was so many people, many
spin
more
fire.
people than like we thought.
We took gas out of the bike
There
to
would be-
spin fire.
Yeah. Yeah. Because once I was playing with some of my fire toys and people were like, whoa, set it on fire, you know, like, it's like, all right.
This is what we got. Gas out of the bike.
Sure.
We pulled it out of the carburetor.
Yeah. And
So
it's like 120K a night.
something like that.
Super nice stay. We just stayed in some dorms.
Yeah. Nice dorms too.
Yeah.
Everything was clean. It was nice. A lot of people there too.
Mm-hmm.
Surprisingly, like not packed, but plenty of people hanging out.
First day in Phong Nha, we woke up, saw how gorgeous it was. We
Breakfast.
had breakfast. Oh, the breakfast was amazing.
Was
at
good
Central Backpackers. If you find a Central Backpackers in Vietnam, you should stay there because they're amazing. And yeah, we kept hearing, you know, about what different travelers and backpackers are doing. A lot of people were raving about Mud Cave. It's like 1.8 million. You have to take the tour, but you zip line into this cave.
Mm-hmm.
You you have optional if you want to swim in the mud or not, or you could just get in the canoe and you canoe through this cave and stuff like this. Just a beautiful wet cave. In Phong Nha, there's so many different caves. They actually have the biggest, well,
I think they have the longest cave in Asia or in the world.
it's
Maybe?
definitely without a doubt the longest. Paradise Cave is the longest dry cave in all of Asia.
Yeah, that you can just walk in.
Yeah, it's like without, you know, no water or anything. It's the
Yeah.
longest dry cave.
Mm-hmm.
The kayaking is amazing. The caves there are the most incredible in all of Vietnam,
Yeah.
and I guess you could say maybe Asia, because of the tremendous amount of flooding in Phong Nha. So that also created a lot of beautiful mountains. For over 350 million years, they have been forming these natural
So
Natural
huge
caves.
too. Like you get in there, you think, okay, it's gonna be a cave, you know, it's just around your head. No, it's like
Yeah.
it's like going into a concert hall kind of thing,
Right.
With the sounds and everything and the lights, because they light it up, but only like just enough. And you're
Yeah.
like, oh, you see the cool bits, but it's still like shady and dark here and there.
Yeah, well, me and Derrick went to Paradise Cave that he's talking about for like 100K each, I think it
Mhm.
was.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I made another video that said it was free. It wasn't free. Now that I'm talking with
Yeah,
Derrick,
because we
it was-
waited in line and paid
Yeah.
because some Chinese tourists were touching your hair.
Yeah.
They were like behind you while you were like waiting in line and like you're like what? And I was just watching like
What?
oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah. Like we were in there for a little bit, and then like we were almost like, you know, let's get out of here. But then we realized that there's actually like a small little doorway, and like the back of, like Derrick said, this giant concert hall like
Yeah.
type of cave. But then in the very back of it, there's this little opening. So we're super happy that we went back there to that little opening, and then it goes on for another.
Yeah,
It says it goes on for 7 kilometers.
we thought that when you first walk in, you go down those stairs and you're like, okay, it's pretty big, you know.
Yeah.
And then they're like, and then you kind of see like you can loop around. You're like, oh, it's just way longer.
Yeah, it's actually like 2 miles, 3
Yeah.
miles long.
10 times longer than when you just walked into.
Definitely, yeah. And what you just walked into, it's like
At first you're like,
holy
okay,
shit.
big cave. Yeah, okay, I get
Yeah.
it.
And then you're like,
Oh.
huge, tremendous fucking cave, biggest cave in fucking Asia. Holy fuck.
Yeah, it's huge. It's crazy high in some spaces too.
Mm.
So we did the caves, and then I think we drove around a little bit, but then we ended up back at the hostel.
Yeah, and then was it the next day that we did?
And the next day we went to the Botanical Gardens.
We went to Botanical Gardens.
hiking,
It was like
check the waterfalls.
15K each.
Yeah, that was crazy good deal. It was so fun. And we met some cool people, and that weird bird that you were dancing with.
Oh yeah, there was a peacock. I was trying to.
You were like you were trying to do the same, and then the bird started doing the same thing.
Yeah, there was. I was trying to get the peacock to open her feathers. It's like his feathers.
The males have the big
His feathers, yeah, and I was like, you know, just dancing with them or something, because it was like,
And those 2 girls came down, and they were like, "What are you doing?"
yeah, and I was thinking maybe the male could pick up on their female energy, you know, and want to impress the ladies, but no, they're not really into that.
And wasn't there a porcupine too?
Yeah, so my first porcupine, as soon as we started hiking, I was like, holy shit, it's a porcupine!
There was a bunch of cool waterfalls, and there was like even some parts of some rope you could climb. You could get really dangerous over there if you wanted to. Like,
Yeah,
do
there
some
was
really
a
crazy
big
stuff.
waterfall. I think that was probably the biggest waterfall I had seen at the time.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
It was like 10-minute drive from the hostel too, 15. Yeah, that was fun.
That's pretty
And the
cool.
whole time we were there, it was like this beautiful half fog. Like you could
Yeah.
still see the tops of the mountains. You got this kind of like foggy atmosphere.
So what's kind of made it that otherworldly, like,
Almost spooky.
I was talking about, and I made a Paradise Caves vlog you can check out up above. And in there I'm talking about, you know, Phong Nha really felt like this otherworldly
Yeah.
thing out of like maybe something you see in the TV show series Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah, you feel you're right.
So we're leaving Phong Nha now after Botanical Gardens, and maybe it was even the next morning.
It was the next
We
morning.
stayed the night. Next morning we ate breakfast. We left.
Oh no, we went to go look for jackets and stuff.
It was freezing, super cold now at this point. It was
Gloves
so
and
hot in Hoi An. We're in Phong Nha now. It was freezing. I still just got, you know, Derrick gave me an extra layer.
Yeah, I had
No
one
stores
extra.
were open. The clothing stores were all shut down.
It's
so
Tet.
yeah.
Yeah.
We're on our way back. We're going.
Real high up. It's kind of like half fogged over.
Yeah.
The mountains are just sticking out of edges of the fog.
Mhm.
It's everywhere. And Phong Nha is really not like a big place. Like the city itself is just that one main drag.
Yeah.
And then just tons of outdoor activity stuff.
If dragons were here, there would be some living there. Oh, we're leaving Phong Nha in the morning. We eat breakfast. We're looking for some warm clothes. We have no
Yeah.
gloves, you know,
We drive-
very light sweatshirts.
Drive down to Phong Nha Market. It's closed. We didn't get well, most of them never open because it's Tet.
Yeah, there was like no stores open in
Yeah.
Phong Nha. So
Yeah. I ran into some kids with a skateboard though, and I skated around for like 10 minutes with them. That was so fun. 'Cause I don't think they'd ever seen anybody like do a trick on it,
Yeah.
besides on YouTube or something.
Mhm.
That was super fun. So can't find anything. We drive to Dong Ho, right?
yeah,
Okay.
we're going through. There's Dong Hoi is huge.
Dong Hoi.
So
It's a big non-tourist city.
yeah,
It's just kind of a
and
big.
most things were shut down. Most things, but there were a few open shops. So we saw a woman's clothing store that we went into. At this point, I mean, we're freezing. I'm freezing. Like
Yeah.
Derrick, I think had 2 light sweatshirts.
I just needed gloves.
and he gave me his very light windbreaker, but like,
Yeah.
I mean, it was so cold. It'd been rainy for 4 days now at this point,
pretty much.
and I got myself
Misty.
a nice, actually pretty nice. I've got my sweatshirt with me still. Pretty nice, like boy sweatshirt for like
Boy
a,
sweatshirt.
for like a girl's
I think it's just an oversized women's
Yeah.
hoodie, you know?
for like a girl's shop. I got myself a pretty nice warm sweatshirt,
Yeah.
and then I got also a over jacket.
Yep. Then we drove 1 minute down the road to leave Dong Hoi,
Mhm.
and then a men's shop was open, and we went in there because I was like, okay, I want some gloves that actually fit me.
Yeah.
So I went in, we got gloves, and then the guy, he said, we're the first customers of the new year. So he gives us like these neck gaiters and a couple
Yeah.
extra pairs of socks for free, which was super cool. And after that, we're on our way. We're heading towards
Yeah,
Hue.
we're pretty warm at this point now.
Not
I mean,
too bad.
You're still a little cold on your legs, but what are you gonna do? You're gonna buy snow pants for like this bike
For
trip?
4 or 5 hours.
Yeah, but we're on our way and cruising down the highway, and I'm in the left lane, and all of a sudden this dude in front of me just decides, well, fuck it, let's go left. And bam!
You're coming up behind him, and then he just whoop.
yeah, I
turns-
was gonna
He's gonna hit a left.
right. I
He
was gonna
turns on
pass
it-
this dude.
He turns on his blinker.
No
right-
blinker. He
No,
put his
did.
hand out.
He did, but yeah, he put his hand out, but he could have smacked you by the time he had his hand out.
Pretty much, yeah.
yeah.
Like he put his hand
I'm
out.
right behind.
He
I'm like
started turning
30
left and
feet
put his
back.
hand out. He's like going left,
Yeah,
bam,
and then you guys
crash.
hit each other. Yes, that's
yeah,
what-
like it was like one of those moments where there's nothing to do but think in your head, fuck.
yeah, and you
That's
guys.
what I thought.
you
That's what
went
I had
down,
time for was fuck,
you-
bam.
You went down. He went down. Little bounce, slide,
Yeah.
slide, and then
Yeah.
onto the side of the road. And then I
Bike
pulled up.
Bike crushed my knee a little bit, and I slid. down the highway for a little bit. It was like weird, kind of just like looking, and you're like,
Yeah.
wow, this is a bike crash. The bike is crushing my leg. I cannot move, and I'm just fucking sliding down the highway. But other than that, actually was pretty nice because I had all those jackets on,
Yeah.
and I had these pants on. I tore my pants up pretty good, and my jacket's got a few holes in them, but that could have been my legs and my freaking arms or something,
So
you know?
then the dude gets up. Noah's kind of just sitting there still. The dude looks at Noah's bike. Dude looks at his bike, looks at Noah. He's like, "You good?" Noah's like, "I'm alright. I'm alright." And then he's like,
Yeah.
"I'm good. I'm good."
My knee was fucked, but
he hangs out for about 10 more seconds. And he's
yeah,
like, "All right," and then he leaves.
yeah,
He's
there
gone.
he goes, yeah.
He just goes. He takes that left he was gonna take.
Yeah, he takes the fucking left.
Then that dude showed up,
Yeah, so then we're chilling out, like just a couple of seconds later,
making
like
sure
1
everything's
minute,
good on the bike.
right, like 1 or 2 minutes later, some other dude shows up out of nowhere. We're in like the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, nowhere.
Some dude shows up and he's just like, Happy
New Year!
Happy New Year! Happy New Year!
You
We're
come to
like-
my house.
Like Happy New Year! Like
Yeah.
we thought maybe like he was with that other dude, or like the other
Yeah,
dude
maybe he
sent
knew
him or
him.
something, or like. But this, I think we've come to the conclusion this is some random dude just
Yeah.
saw us. I mean, during Tet, the Vietnamese people are very kind. They will often, very frequently, like say, like come
Invite
join
you
us
over,
and-
come have a beer, come have some food,
yeah,
whatever.
Join us for the holidays, and for like 15 minutes, me and Derrick were pretty skeptical. We're like, want to get to Hoi.
We're checking the bike still, and then being like, kind of like, oh, and this guy's like, hey, come to my house.
He's
you
just
know,
standing there
having
with
a
us,
New Year-
like, Happy New Year.
He said they're
Happy
having
New
a
Year."
party. He said they're having a New Year party,
Yeah.
basically, and
He
I'm like,
didn't know very much English.
yeah, it's noon. We don't know hardly anything about New Year celebrations either at the time,
Mm.
and we end up being like, well, he seems fun. I don't know. Let's follow
Yeah,
him.
he's
Whatever.
been saying Happy New Year for like 15 minutes. So we told him no for 15 minutes, and we're finally like, let's just, we'll go Happy New Year,
I was
Happy
like,
New
all right,
Year.
whatever.
Let's see what's
Yeah,
going on.
He said not that far.
Yeah, so
okay.
we followed him to his house. We met his mom, his
Wife, his daughters,
his
I think his,
children's. I think his
cousin,
daughters.
Yeah.
And they like rubbed some stuff on my knee,
We had some food.
and yeah, we had some food, some snacks. When we first got there, he gave us both some incense. We
Yeah.
went up to their
Made an incense offering at
ancestral
the-
offering, and we put the incense in, and
Yep. And then we came down. He wanted us to have some whiskey. And then I was like, I just got in a bike crash.
Yeah, I just
maybe
got in a
we're
bike
not
crash,
gonna have some
and-
whiskey. But we had a great lunch over there. They were super nice. We had to get to Hue before dark.
Mhm.
So we took off. He gave us some money. He gave us
Oh,
200,000. He gave us money. And I
We
was like,
wouldn't
no,
drink,
I can't.
we wouldn't
take-"
drink with them, so he gave us 200K, and he said,
Yes.
"Happy New Year!"
And I
Happy
gave
New
him
Year for you.
I gave him a Snickers.
Yeah.
I gave him a Snickers. He gave me 200K, and I'm like, man. He's like, I tried not to take it, and he's like, no, really, take it. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay. And then I gave him the Snickers, and he was like, okay.
Yeah. We took a picture. We took this picture with him
Oh yeah,
before
we each had a picture with the guy.
Yeah, before
he was
we
super
left, and on
And-
our way.
cool. Yeah.
On our way there, actually, there was another Vietnamese dude. It was raining super hard, and we had like nowhere to go. They let us in under his garage.
In Dong Hoi, we were looking for a place to buy some gloves, and it started just dumping. And then he said, "Bring your bike in the garage."
Yeah.
And then his wife brought us some apples.
Apples.
Yeah.
He gave Derrick some cigarettes.
Yeah, give me some cigarettes.
They brought us some rice cakes.
Yeah.
And I think just like kind of answered a few of our questions, entertained
Yeah.
us for a little bit, and then
Yeah.
once it stopped raining, we were on our way.
Yeah.
So we're at Vietnam Backpackers. It was misting on us. It was pretty cold.
Yep.
We took some hot showers and just hung around for a while. I could
You were hobbling around.
hobbling around. Yeah, I could barely walk.
We played trivia though. That was fun.
No pressure on my knee. Hue is probably super beautiful, super incredible place, but Derrick didn't leave me. He was a good friend. He stuck
I don't
around.
want you to be bored at the hostel.
Yeah, and
It was raining. if we're being truthful.
and it was raining, and yeah, I was all fucked up in my knee. So
I was tired, man. you know, we'd been riding a lot and we did stuff every day. We didn't really take like a day to chill ever. That was the day to chill. So we chilled the day.
We chilled for 2 days in Hue.
2 days, yeah.
And I was, you know, contemplating leaving our bikes in Hue.
Because the same they have
another style motorbikes in Hue. You can just leave it there, take a bus back to Hoi An. But then I said, you know, started this trip on a bike. I'm finishing this trip on a bike. And
I was like,
I got this. We got it. 3 more hours.
3 hours.
You know.
So we jump on, heading south. It's just highway, really. That's you know, until you get to the Hoi An Pass, it's just highway, trucks, highway.
Hoi An Pass is so beautiful. If you come to Vietnam, in central Vietnam, you'll hear people raving about the Hoi An Pass.
It's cool.
Yeah, it's cool. It's definitely not the Ho Chi Minh Trail, as we can see earlier in this video. It's not as cool as that.
It's super cool because you can see the ocean.
It is super cool because you can see the
45 minutes of cool versus 10 hours
30
of
to
cool.
45 minutes compared to the beginning of this video.
It was like that for 2 days of driving.
Yeah, and
so Hoi An's cool. You can do it in a day trip.
Even cooler is the Ha Giang Loop.
Yeah.
I'm making a vlog about us doing that soon. Derrick did it 2 years ago.
Yeah. I did it solo.
Yeah, and
so we get back. So we chilling at Vietnam Backpackers Way.
Yeah.
You feel good enough to ride again. It's still raining.
Yeah.
We bust through the rain, hit some gas stations, and we just get all the way down to Da Nang after the Hoi An Pass.
Right, the Hoi An Pass, I didn't take much video footage while we were on the Hoi An Pass. There is also a temple
at the top
up there, and I've always said, like,
well,
man.
I think it's like an old outpost kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's
maybe it was it was rainy and cold a little bit, so we were kind of like,
most of it's destroyed.
I was in pain, and I've always said, you know, I want to go through a cloud. I want to go through a cloud. What if you like to go through a cloud? We're going through a cloud in the mountain, and there's nothing but it's just mist. You know, you're just in a thick mist. You can't see that far ahead of you. I don't know why I didn't film this part, but
because it's dangerous.
Yeah, but we're going through this cloud. Just couldn't see anything.
Yeah.
There was nothing to like film. You know, it's just foggy, and. Yeah, you know, I always imagined it to be way more amazing in my head than it actually was.
I've done it on a clear day.
Now I've driven through a cloud.
I've done Hoi An 3 times now.
Yeah.
And I did it on a clear day, and I did it on a cloudy day, and then I did it with you on a full-on fog day.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's so easy to get to from Da Nang, you know.
That'd be an hour and a half.
Yeah. So we get down. Once you come down to the bottom of Hoi An, hit the highway, and you're in Da Nang pretty quick.
Yeah.
We scoot along the beach road all the way back to Hoi An. We get to my house. It's the evening, and my landlords are cooking out back.
Yeah, inviting us over,
guys.
eating all types of stuff. Derrick ate some chicken feet.
Yeah, chicken feet. Yeah.
It's like got this cooked chicken feet. It's like tearing the nails off.
You bite the nails off and you spit them out.
Oh my, Jesus Christ!
I like chicken feet, man.
Sweet Jesus.
Try the chicken feet. It's worth it.
Sweet Mary, Joseph, and Jesus Christ.
Then we crash out hard my house, and we take the bikes back in the morning, and that was the trip. Yeah. You'd only been in Vietnam for like 9 days.
For 9 days at this point, and it was such an amazing start, because before Derrick messaged me, I was about to go all the way north to Hanoi.
Yeah.
For work, and then he was like, I'm 20 minutes from you, 20 minutes from you. I was like, oh, fuck.
I saw your Instagram post landing in Da Nang, and I'm like, dude, I'm right near you, and I have the next 12 days off.
Yeah, fuck yeah, it was perfect. Yeah.
All right.
So during Tet in Vietnam, this is an amazing trip you could definitely consider. Even if you cannot ride a bike, you don't want to ride a bike, there are many car trips that you can book.
You can do the easy rider. You ride on the back of a dude with a big bike.
Right, you could ride on the back of a person with a really nice bike.
Will take you on a big bike. And
Yeah.
You sit back and chill. And they ship your luggage. They ship your luggage up separate.
Oh, nice.
So you just bring your day bag, and once you get to your final destination, your luggage is there.
All right, all right.
So if you want to do it that way, you can do the easy rider.
Yeah. Yeah, so...
And just take pictures and just look. You don't have to focus on the road at all.
This year during Tet, this is literally a year later that we're talking about our
Almost
experience from
exactly.
last year. It's now Tet again in, what is it now, February?
It's February 7th.
February 7th now, and me and Miriam are going down to Dalat
Yeah.
for this Tet.
The city of
We're
love.
thinking we're gonna bike, maybe bus, maybe plane, and yeah,
You can fly down there pretty good.
about,
That's no problem.
about $45 for a round trip. After this adventure, we returned the bikes, and I got this awesome shirt. I did crash on the highway into some dude who cut me off, but no hard feelings. I know it sounds like I'm really salty about it, because I am. And but yeah, so I took this picture. I got this shirt, and yeah, if you guys enjoy these videos, hit the like button and hit the subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.